Good morning and welcome. I'm Karen, this is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. Hope y'all are doing fantastic. I took a few days off, just trying to kind of needed some time off work, and so I just decided to take time off in general. Trying to get my stuff together here. Um, Personally, I know I don't do a lot of personal stuff a little bit, but I have gained a ton of weight. So if you've noticed, yeah, I have. And it's been since the beginning of the year, and it's just been constant. And to be quite honest, I've never been this heavy before. So it's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And and it's affected me a lot. So I was like, okay, I got to get in a good headspace, to really, focus on reducing this weight, because it's unhealthy right now, and you can't see my whole body. So you know, but it's super unhealthy. And I need to do something about it. So I've kind of been in a weird headspace about it. You know, there's certain things that affect certain people, and one of my biggest issues is uh, my physique. It bothers me. I'm never. There's only been a period of a few years in my life where I've had a really good physique according to my standards, not other people's. But I've never been, you know, even when it's not perfect, I'm not hard on myself about it, but right now I'm very hard on myself about it. How I look is important to me. I don't mean perfect. Again, I want to be clear that everybody's things are different. I'm looking at me. I don't judge other people, but I'm very hard on myself. So, which is good and bad, because it's kind of gotten me into a funk for being so hard on myself. And sometimes you gotta be hard but easy, if that makes sense. Okay, what's going on, Karen? You gotta deal with this stuff. And so that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of what's going on. So I started the video, and of course, it's been a while, so I kind of blumbered it all up. I pulled the cards already, and they're pretty amazing. Um, they're actually very amazing. So, current situation is the Ace of Swords. I'll go through it all. Ace of Pentacles in the present influence, the Chariot in the future influence, Strength in the unexpected, Six of Swords, challenge, Seven of Pentacles, strength. We got a little bit of a difficult card here with the Seven of Swords, but we'll look into that. Six of Pentacles, then the Eight of Pentacles is where this all leads. The advice is the King of Wands. Bottom of the deck is Nine of Wands. That's kind of something that you've been pretty, working on. There's something here that's been feeling really hard. But I feel like this ace is really good. This is an influence. There's a new beginning here, or a new opportunity. And I'll clarify what this is. It's be different for everybody. Of course, this is a collective reading. Um, but this is big. So either this is you putting something into place, or something's been put into place for you. And I think the Ace of Swords is good in general, because it's clarity, it's understanding, and it's victory card as well. And then the Chariot is also a victory card, but it's also moving forward with all of this. So there's this really good moving forward type energy here. Um, but even though the challenge is the Six of Swords, which is also moving forward, but it's the Six of Swords to me in that challenge space is kind of looking at, okay, whatever you're leaving behind is kind of hard. Even though it's going to be better, what you're leaving behind is hard. And that's a normal feeling. And the strength is also just absolutely wonderful. So let's look at the Ace of Pentacles. I'm really curious more about this Ace of Pentacles in the present influence. This is what's driving you today or tomorrow, the next couple days. What is this Ace of Pentacles, please? Tell me about this new opportunity, this new beginning. What is this Ace? Love it, though. Okay, Lovers, Ace of Pentacles, Temperance. It could be a partnership growing here. Now, it could be lovers for some of you, and it could be a partnership. But what's really nice about this also is the temperance, which to me is like you're making something happen here. Like there's something being made happening, and that's the temperance. Like really the not everybody sees, not all readers see the temperance as alchemy, but I do, because I always, that putting that emotional balance into place, combining that water with that fire to really bring something home here. And I feel like there's something really nice taking place with that lovers. Now, absolutely, it could be a relationship, but I think with that Ace of Pentacles and not an Ace of Cups, I feel like it's more of a partnership. If it is romantic, it's not a new relationship. It's a relationship that is going to the next level, maybe, but you know, a new opportunity. But that's why I say partnership, because usually relationships that are becoming a marriage, or, you know, where you're definitely more committed to each other, more committed relationship, that's more of a partnership. That's when you start working things together, you're doing things together. And I feel like this is a partner. Um, definitely. So let's take a look at, so there's like, that's kind of nice. Like something really new is happening. Um, and it feels good. What is the Ace of Swords in the current situation? Now, to me, you know, the Ace of Swords, I talk a lot about that. That's an understanding. That's an epiphany moment, but you could also be putting something into play, as far as, you know, putting a lot of thought into this situation, like really trying to make things happen with it. What is this Ace of Swords, please? Six of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. There's that temperance again. That temperance came up twice in the current. So there's something very important about either, you know, being emotionally stable here, or making something happen. Again, Six of Swords. This is the realization it's time to move forward. I feel like with that Knight of Pentacles, it's also forward move, but this is also the realization that yes, I need to move forward, but this may take a moment. It may take some time. So I'm going to do it right. Again, with that Ace of Pentacles in the influence, it makes sense to me to have this card, because that's the patience, that's making it last, that's putting those roots down. Again, the temperance, you know, really making things happen. And I feel like you might, and that's, I mean, I love the energy too here of the Chariot. This is good energy when you're going, okay, I got this. Now I'm gonna go, and really put this all into play here, moving out. Tell me more about this Chariot and the future influence. What is this Chariot? World, Ten of Swords, Three of Cups. That's an ending for sure. Well, it may be that. I mean, maybe realizing that something has come to its natural end with with the world, and almost like, okay, you know, I'm gonna move away from this. And the Three of Cups, you know, having that celebration, having that, again, though, I feel like it's partially the lovers, like working with somebody, really making things happen, really coming together. But there's something that you're definitely moving away from here. Something's definitely come to a natural end. Um, it's a little bit hard with that Ten of Swords. So I think that Ten of Swords shows up and saying, because the world isn't ending, right? However, it's a little bit a difficult one with that 10. However, there's the Three of Cups. So the Chariot is, yeah, I'm going away from this now, and I'm moving forward. Not easy. We've got the challenge, but it's not hard either, if that makes sense. But this is why it's not hard, because the strength comes in unexpectedly. And let's talk about that. So the strength is about that inner strength, quiet strength. It's not about, you know, brute strength. It's more an emotional strength. Tell me more about this strength card, please. What is the strength card? Ooh, Nine of Wands, Hierophant, and Nine of Cups. Three of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. So, yeah, even it's like you need to get to where you want to be, like with the wishes or the wishes that you have with this Nine of Cups. And it's hard with the Nine of Wands. You're at a point where it feels really hard, but also that you have to commit to it. If you want to get something out of life that you've worked hard for, committing is going to get you to what the dream. So the strength here is that unexpectedly, I think this is a realization. Yeah, yeah, this is hard. It's not going to be easy, but I think the Hierophant is saying, I can do it. You can do it. You can do this. You can reach your dreams and move you forward. Now let's take a look at, we've got the Six of Swords in our challenge. I honestly just believe that when we start something like this, we realize, okay, I have to leave this behind. And that becomes, um, it becomes difficult because whatever you're leaving, there's just that, I mean, there's something that it's important to move forward, but it's still hard to some degree to leave something behind. Now, if you're committing to something, it's just leaving, behind, like, I'm going to commit to this. It's hard work. I'm going to have to make more time in my schedule for this, what do I have to give up to do so? And I think that's what the Six of Swords in your challenge is. I've got to give up something if I want to get to, this end goal here. And you want to, because like this is good stuff, but it's not easy. I mean, again, nothing worth having is easy. The Seven of Pentacles is in your strength. I always laugh when I have the strength in the reading too, but this is in your strength position, um, which I think you're already working things through. It's like, even if you don't feel like you've actually put things into play, you have at least mentally thought about things. This is the energy of seeing if something's going to pay off, and it's in your strength. So it just kind of tells me that you know what you're doing. You have it in your head, like, I know what I want to do. I know where I want to be. I know what my end goal is, but there's still some work to be done. Absolutely. But you have the plan, and that you're willing to put the time in. And that's what it looks. Now we have the Seven of Swords. So I'm curious about the Seven of Swords, because the Seven of Swords can be about um, dishonesty. It can be about theft. But I'm always curious when I see it. It leads to the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. Where it's headed is good, because this is the work. And we've had the Eight of Pentacles, I think, for the last few weeks here, coming up quite a bit. Not maybe in every reading, but it comes up quite a bit. And I think that the let's look at the Seven of Swords. So what is the Seven of Swords telling us here? What is the Seven of Swords telling us? Ooh, so okay, then we've got the King of Wands. King of Wands is also in our advice. I would be careful of somebody. There's a devil in here, somebody that you're kind of attached to. They may come back around, and it may have to do with this whole situation, because we've got the Knight of Pentacles here as well. But I think the key here is, with this energy coming in, that you understand it more. And it looks to me like, I mean, it could be you taking your addiction, addiction, attachment. I don't want to say addiction, because sometimes the devil just comes in as attachment. Like, you've been just having bad habits, just like, me and my bad habits right now with my food. Like, I'm not addicted to food, but I have bad habits right now. And to take those bad habits away, is hard. It's not necessarily an addiction, but changing habits is hard. So, especially, yeah. But the Knight of Pentacles, I don't know. I feel like that could be like someone that, you know, might be rearing their head here. I don't think it's negative, but I think it might be that someone comes back around that you've kind of been leery of, and rightfully so, maybe. Um, I get the feeling that because the King of Wands and the Devil, both of those there, that it could be someone, you know, that like that is very like they can attract you really easy. With that Knight, the King of Wands energy, because the King of Wands is very motivating and they're very persuasive. And I feel like with that, you kind of like could get bought into that a little bit. And I think it's okay because they may have changed too. Because there's something here about there's something better happening. And I feel like there's something, it's a new opportunity. And I don't feel like I feel like this is going to come in and change your thought process a little bit. But I don't think they're here to sabotage you. They may just come in because they need to share something which will eventually help you in this situation. So a lot of times when you go, okay, well, what does that have to do with the reading? Well, sometimes someone comes back around or comes into your life and they may not be a huge part of it, something, but they may say something or have a conversation that strikes a chord with you that allows you to move forward in a more positive way. You go, oh, you know what? This is what I need to do. Or it's a realization. So, and the reason why I say that is because of the Six of Pentacles. And it feels to me like, okay, well, there's definitely some sharing happening here in the future. So I feel like this partnership is not this person, but I think this person comes back around. And I think the reason why it's the Seven of Swords is it's someone that you have kind of a rocky relationship with, not necessarily angry type rocky, but like you're not sure about them. They, you know, maybe they hurt you in the past or deceived you in the past, or you felt deceived. And I feel like that, I think that they might help in this situation here with the Six of Pentacles. That's what I'm getting. Tell me more about the Six of Pentacles, please. Two of Swords, Death card, Page of Wands. Yeah, see, there's something that's changing here, and you got to make a choice with the Six of Pentacles. That's the change, the death that this person maybe has changed or is looking at things differently. Um, and I think with the Page of Wands is you'll have to decide whether you want to jump in to this situation again with this person. I don't think it's like a relationship happening, but again, I feel like they may help with this partnership. This is a new opportunity that comes in from somebody because we had that Lovers. And now it feels to me more, there's a lot of pentacles happening here. So I don't feel like it's love. Like I said, it could be like a level up for you. But I definitely feel like there's definitely a change happening. And it has to do with this Seven of Swords person. And I do feel like that you'll probably not think too much about the situation. You might like just move right in. But the Eight of Pentacles, I think, is helpful too, because the Eight of Pentacles is about, you know, focusing, learning, mastering a skill. So there's something that you're going to have to really work on. And I get the feeling this person might be involved, but I don't feel like they're the main thing here. They're gonna, you know, um, come into your air, into your space, um, but they don't. I don't think they have anything to do with this. Tell me more about this. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Ace of Swords. Getting back to, yeah, you know, like Seven of Pentacles, right? This is in your strength position. You know exactly what you need to do. You've been working on it anyway. You've got the Eight of Wands, time to move forward. Good stuff. And then the Ace of Swords. You're working on, there has been this opportunity and you want to take advantage of it. And this is that understanding. And you have this over here in the ending, which is good. Like that's super good because it's you're definitely headed in the right direction working through all of these. I don't feel like any of these are tough. Even the Seven of Swords, it may be, I think it more comes maybe as a surprise than anything else, but not really either. It's like a very interesting energy. So we have the King of Wands in our advice, and I mean, I honestly feel like when I see the King of Wands is, go for it. Like, don't hold back. Go for it. Oh, it says take a break and move. Yeah, like go for it. Don't hold back. Get excited. Use that passion. Use the energy of the King of Wands. I'm feeling like getting excited about it is really important and will help you move forward through this. There's nothing really hard here as far as um, there's no huge obstacles. I think the Seven of Swords might be a slight one. And look, we got Ace of Wands with the King of Wands. Yeah, it's like, don't hesitate too much to really start something, especially something as good as this. So if there's a new opportunity that presents itself, really take a look at it and really, dive into it. I would. Is there any obstacle here? One card for any obstacle that we need to be aware of. Three of Wands. So that to me, that as an obstacle is saying that you may not see everything come to, you may not see that all your hard work, what your hard work is accomplished right away. But it's also, so it may be an obstacle if you can't see it and put your hands on it. It may feel harder to get through a situation, but I feel like with all the cards here, there's definitely something good happening, especially all the pentacles at the end here with the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, and you have the Seven of Pentacles. And those are all the good pentacles to me. I mean, those are good. Those are very positive cards. So I think you're definitely headed in the right direction. Anything else we need to know for today? Here's that Temperance, Nine of Cups, and the Fool. Yeah, really, this is about reaching something that you've been really dreaming about and really wanting. And it's almost like that, can I really get there? And the Fool is, you are going to be taking that leap of faith. I feel like that's what this is saying, and that you're going to really embrace this new energy. But the Temperance to the Nine of Cups, remember that your balanced emotions and keeping your emotions in check are what will lead to you reaching some of your dreams. And then the Fool is, okay, I'm doing it. I love the Fool there because we've got the Ace of Pentacles too. So not only is it let's jump in and do this, but it's, you know, um, let's not, it's do it with excitement. Do it with wonder and excitement and see what's going to happen, and instead of with fear. So there you have your reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Have a beautiful day.